Hi class, here's my presentation for economic security. I did Nuiqsut, Alaska, which is the Inupiaq village with approximately 440 people as of 2020. They have an unemployment rate of 7.1%. The recent job growth has gone down 3.5%, which shows that there isn't a development for jobs or jobs have been taken away. So, what economic security is defined by what I define it as is the ability to live free from poverty and being financially secure to provide for you and your house. I would say that this differs a little for Alaska natives, especially in a village like Nuiqsut. It is I would say it's the ability to provide for your community and yourself. The reason I say this is because the community relies a lot on resource sharing. There was one person in the village that I read in an article that said at least 40% of everything is shared with other households. For example, the example was he uh, shot a caribou for subsistence purposes, and he gave it to his mom. Um, that caribou didn't go to his mom. His mom uh, decided what other households and what other elders in the community that caribou would be um, divided up as essentially. So some indicators I thought were poverty rates. Poverty rate overall is 8.5%, 6.5% among part-time workers, and 20% for those houses that didn't work. So even the people that are working, there's still a percentage of them that are living in poverty. And I think a big cause of that is they don't rely as much on um, their income as in salary. They rely heavily on dividends from ConocoPhillips, for example, and their PFDs. Another indicator is education attainment throughout the school system. Uh, they believe the percentage was around 10% on average of kids dropping out, and then you get to the grade 12 with fewer and fewer kids, and then only 34% of those kids are graduating, um, which is an issue because these companies like ConocoPhillips want um, higher educated people to work for their company, and for a lot of the positions they got to bring other people in because they require such a high education. Another indicator of economic security is the migration patterns and how they've changed for the animals. Um, the residents of Nuiqsuters, they have to travel longer. Which means they're spending more money on fuel for their ATVs or boat or ATVs, essentially. Um, I think another thing is time is money for them. So how far they have to travel maybe at doubles because they're paying for the gas and but also their time. And this is all being affected because of the where they're drilling for oil and everywhere, which is ConocoPhillips owns basically all the land around Nuiqsut. For the root causes of these, I think, is a lack of education. Um, for work, there's a lot of jobs that employ Nuiqsut residents, but they're only seasonal jobs. For example, like making ice roads is during the winter and obviously not during the summer. So ConocoPhillips hires people to do that, but like I said, it's only during the winter, so then they go unemployed or have to look for a job and may not be able to find one. And another root cause is subsistence. the community relies heavily on subsistence because the groceries and everything is so expensive there. But if the animals' migration patterns are changing and it's harder to find them and they're not going to the same areas um, that they used to, it's costing the people in the village more money, and they're having less food for subsistence to store for the community. Like I said, they rely heavily on resource sharing, with 40% of almost everything, every resource they have is shared through the community. So solutions to these problems, to these issues, ConocoPhillips does have support programs. So like the Alaska Eskimo Whaling Commission, they have subsistence mitigation funds, which provides the community money for the loss of subsistence. They provide uh, better education in the sense that they give internships for the residents, and they also give scholarships to a school. I believe it was in Barrow, a small community college or some sort of college up in Barrow. And they also have the Nuiqsut Comprehensive Development Plan, which began in 2015, and that was basically the residents got together and made a plan for how they would like their community to develop over the next 20 years, so till 2035. And that involved the sustainability of the traditions and the subsistence and everything that has been a part of that community for the 1,000 years that it's been there, or however long it's been. One solution that I thought could help is expand education options. What I mean by that, I know, so ConocoPhillips, they offer their internships for residents and they offer the scholarships, but maybe expand the options and provide them provide them education in maybe something that they're interested in. I couldn't imagine every person in that village going to uh, college wants to work for that company or in that area. So maybe give them the opportunity to go to Fairbanks or go to Anchorage or go somewhere on a scholarship that um, allows them to start to study, or at least kind of figure out maybe something they're interested in, and then they can always come back to the community, um, help out the community, or maybe they get these scholarships for the school year and then they come back and in return they work for the company until they get their degree and then go on to do, I guess, whatever they decide. So yeah, and then references, and that's it for my economic security.